Question to Yvonne is the person beside Yvonne say, is Sark the only man the person beside that question. Throughout their life, Sark pen dana. Sark is the only man abortion, and I want to know that thing. That question I want Yvonne to answer. Is Sark the first man to impregnate her to abort it? Say yes, then I will stand by her. If no, then she didn't have any right to put Sark in the book.
I say, and can be for how be on called better book.
And it's possible. Say maybe I'm not saying because I'm not in her shoes, but it's a question I'm asking. Because Obadiah, Utimika say throughout your life, no, I'm not saying. I mean, it's an assumption. It's a question I'm asking at the same time. Is Sark the only man who has made her to commit an abortion? Okay, say yes, dear, then she has every right to recall that experience. And yes, Nanka, she shouldn't put Sark in there.
Now say yes.
And if you go further to read some of the things she's saying now, but say from the point of Akwada oni papano, which means na why sad or me kana I say ubia she's in pain and are expressing the pain from her childhood. Na make say ka Sark or course that's any money na so or daughter or sisters. Women are emotionally like that. To meet transnormal, they go into their realms and then they start regretting decisions they've made throughout their life. And they start pointing fingers. And matters are, we swallow it. What I say. So I was expecting Sark to swallow some of these things, some of these shortcomings from Yvonne. But then those feminists now, almost like their job, insulting Sark and making it look like it's a gender war between man and a woman. If it's a gender war, then we can sit here and say that we have to blame women for some of the things that happen. Since it's becoming a gender war. Let me run up by saying, Oba to win Bema war. Now, when you say Bema we, Nibani, when you're banning your problem, because Oba no say, I'm Bano, you need more than Bema. I didn't tell them about say, and Kwana, what they are saying. Why do you think the kids belong to you more than us? It is the man's seed that does what? And no. Bema seed no do go ban and then they develop eba. But women always feel say they are always the ones at the wall, being pushed at the wall. So we men, I say we don't have feelings. And I have so many mothers. I'm going into the other chapter of the mother part.
They be
I shouldn't go into the mother part.
Mami call round and son because we can say me some about so I be saw.
And mami landing on a Sark on Yvonne, you know. It's in American say. Flag. Sark. Number one, the song is needless. It is totally needless. If you wanted to cash out like Yvonne, then fine. But it was needless. The attack, the anger, the explanation. Say you had a thing. How many? That's number one. Number two, Yvonne. I can understand you, but my question still stands. Is Sark the only guy, the first guy, or the only guy in your life who made you committed an abortion? I need answers to this question.
And they be a volume 2.
Mekan say these two people are people that I admire in different ways. And which I say, many Yvonne Ayejuma, over the years, I've gotten close to her, gotten to know her. So I admire her in a number of ways. Sark too, so I've put him out there also occasionally in my Bona Basso of his consistency and his creativity over the period. You know, so these are people who I admire in different ways. So for me, you know, I can say it's very, very difficult for me that two of the people that I admire in a lot of ways are clashing, and it's young industry, entertainment industry, where we already have our own challenges and struggles, and that we can't get over our differences or you know, come together. But these are real issues that they've brought out, and I can't condemn anybody, I can't judge anybody. I just hope that there's a healing, that we ain't dwelling on the negativity that people are throwing into this. You can't really, we are not in their shoes. You know, we can only report, comment on what we've heard, but what motivates, even look at how you grow up. People are condemning Yvonne Nelson, people are condemning Sarkodie, people are praising equally the same way. But until you are shaped in a certain way, you wouldn't really understand properly. You know, you can throw the words out there. And so whilst we're trying to analyze these things, let us have a human touch, be a bit sensitive to these two people, that we do not break them more apart, but we should find that middle ground where do we have that convergence, a bit to me, you know, heal them both, because you can tell that both of them are really either bitter or, you know, hurt, and you can't blame them also for their actions. We will have to be responsible for our actions either way, but more we should dwell on the positivity than the negativity.
Rebecca said, "Sena Oka said they should."
Says sacking responder, but response or the buyer no, he didn't answer anything. He didn't address the krinkum krankum of what exactly Yvonne was talking about. What did Sark say in the song? I wanted to take some things to my grave, but you pushed me down this lane. Nonfa. The only thing Sark admitted in the song was that yes, Mene would die. Mene, all the days was your real.
You didn't.
Oh, na wa higher crime.
And I
be cheap it will be something like their own kind of say. Only no die. Okay. But you see, if you read the book well, Yvonne's problem in this book is not that Sark me or see a yono and not a yono, no. Or see the worst main problem, then they say Sarkodie abandoned her in her most critical moments. I have a suspicion, says Sark on kind book no. He was listening to the media. Because the tail end of the song says that your marketing strategy is good. I have now bought the book and I'll read it. But me did say what kind book we chapter 8 from pages 90 to about 96 or no man. And come on, say he wasn't answering the questions. If you listen to Sarkodie's song, what did he say? See, oh dear Hannah say, you are making this seem as if I am the one who pushed for the abortion. Yvonne cancer. She didn't say so. If you go to page 90, Yvonne made it categorically clear that she herself, psychologically and emotionally, she wasn't ready to give birth by then.
Pacho, my Pacho, when your tweets not ready my why because I'm say Halifax drew honum say. Now you share tweets nearby after you whether a corresponding with Nyoma Halifax here.
Twitter a buy after Nyom. That is not what I'm referring to.
That means say a follow up. Because baby I will not
I'll come to the tweets. You have your book. Let's go to page 91.
Yes.
Page then
91.
Okay.
And your lotto number.
91.
Bible
David. And your Bible. 91. Check the second paragraph there.
Read it.
The last line. Whatever it is, it was. His stance was clear, and I was left to evaluate my own options. Go to the next paragraph, and also next line, last sentence. If there was a way to spare someone else the trauma I was contending with, why would I reject that option? Especially when I was not psychologically and emotionally prepared to be a mother.
There's a question mark there.
No, well, she had explained what she means. That look, if there is a situation, unless you want to read the whole paragraph,
okay.
You get if you read the whole, you get what she meant. That's like says sana semnutia. Me angasa papa yosi akwada no na ompenu ana ompenu. Say sadia me Yvonne Nelson. Psychologically, I'm not prepared. So we read it as a stroke kakra wa explain dainty on you prepared. Also look, I was 25, but I was naive. Also, no, 25 and naive, no. Oh, Jesus Christ of Nazareth. That is page 90, second paragraph. I was 25 and it was 22, blah, 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 blah. Yes, I won't say I was too young to know how to protect myself, but I was naive. I was still a tomboy. Oh, I was still a tomboy, and I mean, also on at that point, or a tom girl, now transiting into womanhood. On Shedda, in name these issues about, you know, ovulation and cycle and what's not, and that the only sex education she had from her mother was when the mother called her one day, put her down, opened her 2 legs like a Bible to check if her hymen was intact. And I can't try to say, well, son, I'm not be to say a Bible. My own say I didn't know about obi ante no. Messa chill, I be with name biom. Say a tia, me the nyam kakadro, any meko, na me dia 12. That is it. Now, if you read what she said well, after Sark said this, they said that she herself realized that the best option was to remove it. So if Sark comes and say that, oh, dear she me na say, we are doing to say, me na me see won't call ye, na me see men ye, now was school. It doesn't really, you know, address her main concern. I thought Sark's song would tell us. So either when I said go and remove, or when you said you will remove, it's our baby. Did I take you through the process? After driving you to the clinic, she said, what happened next? The girl said, didn't even bother to call. To say, oh, a cousin and cousin, that is it. The song also confuses me when Sark says, well, just a few weeks ago, the lady called him and saying that she's still feeling the pain of what happened in 2010. And no catch and my share was skybar, and no balance so never ordered and my share or midday. I mean, Yvonne, when you were replying his song, you didn't respond to this one. Rather, bringing in your children and my daughter and your daughter. No. If you are really pained, you said you went through mental torture from Sarkodie and neglecting the after-abortion saga. Mental torture, 10 years later, you call the boy and say you want to meet him again. He says, let me in a public place. You come to my bedroom and let's meet. But Miss Jim, sorry. You know, I'm sorry, but Sark is behaving like a typical, I don't want to say fisherman who stays in a compound house. Mini wada. Nenso min jin tom because mati. And yes, I mean no. My hint say when wada. Then my yama was straw. Now won't be any name. Now first straw no shame. Now won't tree. What is juice in tree? How do we say it? Somebody help me.
How do you say that in Ghana?
The whole thing.
You stop this behavior. Is this a Ghana program?
No, I'm interested.
Okay.
No, but
she overleda. Hey,
even more heavier than
go now go straw. Go no so ma ka je shimling.
Okay.
And you get what I mean. But you know, it's I don't know which argument to put it through, but it is just not proper for any man under any circumstance to start pinpointing a girl and saying, "Mini wada pain." Nensu Wainswear. Beman Kasasa. Yvonne did the same thing in the book anyway. By telling us that, oh, my name say inyanya. Or no senator to dike yes say ni say. Na a pattern sana inyanya say. She also called others anywhere, but I can excuse her. Not because of your bad, but 2 wrongs doesn't make a right. So, in summary, yes. Oba no see when you know 1, 2 when you know when our person say uncle yi, but the scene and say moko jiwie ye no won fi no one friend no one show any care any concern say ka kin and kon wuye say ji kra akwa yi no first one no one hospital na dan for betray na drobi and it nearly cost her life. And Obaka share when I want the manager driving a come and propose it to time be also would do or hobom queen. Would do her and I would jam coy. No problem. I mean, Bema Bena, Ubej now say Ubej an abortion because you will leave. But after that, and you crazy would neglect Nana. Such will respond to that one and stop saying wasting with their wins. And then the fine yasen. Would ye, Madi, would ye womb? The ebi awude no kra na lock here, but no kra say Kwame de nso wom. But the hin na lock here no. Nti once a we de no fa no sa, make I say na we so de won. Yama also na won twi de no frame. And in responding, please read the book and respond to her exact problem. And the exact problem was the lack of care, lack of affection. She said yes, she herself removed it. But this issue of I said, let's go to my personal doctor. I went to my sister and very can say, oh, no, on a personal doctor. Miss G, when it comes to abortion, every brother get personal doctor.
Including yourself.
Of course. Any street boy who impregnates a girl today has a personal doctor immediately. Push out
Oh.
What are you talking about? We are not. Oh, I think when we say personal, you make it seem as if the Father Dixon type of personal doctor who will come put stethoscope, Dabi. What is that? I say he's type of personal doctor that will come in the bench.
Okay, he's type of.
Or the Sarkodie, by of course you can put out everything. Maybe a book no say Jesus Christ, everything that is done in the Bible. He picked on Sarkodie. If you read the book, you would infer correctly, say that was the very first abortion she had. Or see, when she was in her teens, her mother opened her legs like meat pie.
Like a Bible
Like that, and read from Leviticus. And told her straight away, this Bible that I'm reading, you have to keep it holy. Next time I open it and I see that Leviticus has been moved to Numbers, I'm going to deal with you.
With ginger.
See? Ginger and pepper. That's what she said. She said she was so naive when it came to some of these things, birth movement, you know. And when she was careless, Sarkodie wasn't the first person she dated. And to she said she lost her guard. These are the words. Because the guy was probably charming. Probably she saw a certain future in Sarkodie. Ojai, you can meet us. I've met a number of ladies on a first meeting. No mujaja. I won't take them for cheap. I won't look down on them. It's just the aura around you. Sometimes it's what you bring on the table. But there are some men who are immature. Oh, a loose girl. Or whom you are not. No. It depends on who you meet. She met Sarkodie. Look at the level of Yvonne at the time. Who was Sarkodie at that time? A budding artist who was just beginning to win some awards left, right, and center by the cheap Ghanaian award systems. Like VGMA, others are, you have to vote before you win. Award being out here voted to buy. You are buying the award. These are the conversations we should have. The hard conversations. You can marinate the thing, garnish the thing, but the truth remains the truth. Award being Uber voted to win that award. These were the awards Sarkodie and the rest were winning, including me myself.
As of that time now, winning, send a amount.
Debbie and your man, I returned all the awards.
After how many years?
After when I got conscious, there is no friend says, expiry date when it comes to consciousness. A bimmer take home 20 years with Halifax when I came with talk or say, some things he wrote in the past and there he would have taught something else. And
of course,
we grow. It takes people different times to journey to their destination. And Sarkodie's issue, Yvonne was a beautiful flower. You liked the girl, you went and did your own thing. Fine. Then she got pregnant. When she got pregnant, she approached her and said, oh, what we did now, it locked. And you said you were not ready. According to her in her own book, no. Also said she wasn't that ready. Normally, when things like this happen, the women are more traumatized than the men. Most of the time, it doesn't even matter their age. Are confused, especially in Yvonne's thing. What I read in this book, what I see every day when I read this book, is a woman who is suffering from mental issues. Sarkodie did not see, or he refused to see, say, this is a woman who was born without a father. Up till now, she's looking for a father. Her book says, I am not Yvonne Nelson. The problem is not the Yvonne, it's the Nelson there. This is a woman who has gone through hell. She almost won Miss Ghana and a BBC here. And so many different things. I expect the corporate Sarkodie, who wants everybody to see him, say, industry darling boy, you know.
Yeah, he's so corporate, he's a gentleman. You come up with this vulgarity. How many dicks have you sucked? Excuse my Latin.
It's wrong.
You are for the street, so you slept with a street girl, right? You are immature. You look, go to the Bible, enter the Bible. Prostitutes crown. Mary Magdalene, no, but there was a prophet who was ordered by God to go and marry a prostitute. And look at how God used a prostitute to save Israel. Remember what I mean? These are times. So you never look down on people like that. About who advises Sarkodie? Why na Oman no advice no? For Yvonne, she wrote a masterpiece. Me kind book where I feel so good. I wish say there were some names she hid from us that she would have mentioned, like the Nigerian issue, how some actresses were lesbians, and some too were taking drugs and all that. And I wish say, Anka, all these things will come out, but Sarkodie's response is nothing. And if I had my own way, I would strip him of all his ambassadorial deals. One, I will ban his music for a certain period. This is what happens. Look at what happened to Kanye West.
For what offense?
Good. He asked for what offense? The offense is that you have responded to somebody who has said something, and by so doing, you have looked down on womanhood. Understand? That's the offense.
I'll come back.
Okay, so Charlie, that be the content. You see how we go. You can drop your suggestions in the comment section. That be why the comment section they just type something there about what you think about the video and how everything. I be about what I try me, yeah. And if today is your first time here, please kindly hit on the subscribe button, like the video. And if you are new here or you have already subscribed to the channel, just turn on the bell, just turn on the notification post to notify anytime I drop a new video by clicking on the bell icon. You bob. Just anytime I drop a new video, I go get it and can watch. My name is Mr. Showbiz. You can follow me on Instagram, Mr. Showbiz_. On Facebook, Mr. Showbiz Entertainment News. On Twitter, it's Mr. Showbiz_. And I'll keep you all updated about any trendings or any news where they go on. I'm out.